Mabuntag, maayong hapon, maayong gabi, no matter where you are in the world. Welcome back. The other day, we kind of discovered that we sort of have internet. Uh, what that means is Sunshine, I'd made comment, we had an inverter put in it. Oop. And I stopped at the water store we had that we use, and inside is the router. And with all the power lines and everything else down, lo and behold, the router actually logged in. I was thinking astounded at that. Hey Papa,
Yeah,
live stream say
yeah, okay.
that everyone is here, everyone is safe,
Yeah.
and
China.
our little Chana. Yeah, she slept through the entire hurricane.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a detour. Surprisingly, there wasn't much damage to this place. We still have no power. Yeah, we still have no power whatsoever. But we were able to get 6 extra 5 gallons of water last night with the water guy. And then I don't know if it's, oh no, it's not on yet. You're gonna have to excuse me for just a second. We've kept our water turned on a little bit so that if it starts, we'll know it. It's been starting for the last few days repeatedly. I'm actually going to make this a really short live stream, 15-20 minutes tops. That Sunshine's fan, there we go, Sunshine's fan's overheating, isn't working right, so I got to keep an eye on the temperature. And that's what the multimeter is for, is to keep an eye on the battery. The batteries, it's been being used on that inverter for a week now and getting heavy usage, but it allows us to charge everything. But by the same token, it's taken a little bit of toll on the battery. So right now, all we have plugged in is just the router. After I finish live stream, we're gonna go back and probably pull out the router for a little bit and continue charging stuff. That right now it's going down really quick as we charge. I'm gonna keep an eye on the stream bits, and I'm gonna try and walk out the front gate. Right now we don't have that mesh system running. We have just the router, so I don't know how far I can get, but I'll kind of keep, oh, there we go. There we go. You can see the streets back open. Uh, don't know if this is going to come through or not. Stuff down that's been cleaned up. But I also notice I'm barely down to 1 bar. There we go. Yeah, my baud rate was in low triple digits. So I'm coming back out here. There. We'd been having an issue with the fan, and the mechanics threw this in, and it's just a simple relay so that the fan shuts off when the car shuts off, but they wired it in screwed up. I tried a couple of different solutions. This one works best, but I direct wired it with a switch. There we go, I found a switch and was able to get it wired in that way. But as it heats up, I gotta go turn it on. There's no thermostat or anything else, it's just a direct wire to it. So anytime I'm charging stuff, yeah, I gotta stay out here with the vehicle. Having the internet back up periodically, for any of you guys that have been through it, we got a friggin' butt ton of paperwork we got to get done for China. There we go. Hang on. Where is he? Yeah, Sydney and I. That's our morning project today. Is we've been doing China's paperwork and getting that done, getting it handwritten. But by having the internet back, we're going to be able to get everything written out. And I'm thinking I can plug in one of the mesh dishes, bring the computer downstairs, let it log into the mesh dish there.
Gigi, now get
and
closer to that. Gigi.
Print everything that we need to get printed before we go to Manila. That we got tickets. We're leaving at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock. We're leaving at 9 o'clock Monday morning to Manila. We've got an Airbnb booked, and we will be in Manila from the 3rd until the 31st minimum. That we've got the Airbnb booked from the 3rd to the 31st. If we can get everything done and are just waiting for passports and stuff, we'll probably come back. If not, you know, if we still have more paperwork or stuff to do, aren't able to get appointments or whatever, we'll just extend for another month and stay in Manila until we get all that paperwork caught up. But that's kind of the updates right now. Stuff is starting to come back slowly. Mama went to Savona yesterday. Is there any news from Savona? Because they're still saying it's going to be a month or more. Yeah, they're saying it's going to be a month to 2 months before they get the power back. The internet, you know, that God only knows. There's one line, one core line. It's not a true trunk line, but there's one line that runs down to the southern part of Cebu. And if it's down anywhere between, the internet's dead from that point south. through San Fernando, Car, all of that is pretty well tore up. Way worse than it is here in Cebu City. And so it could be quite a while before they get internet restored down to Cebu, or Sabunga, and Argao, or any of the towns further south. It's just who knows. We've got a couple subscribers that are from Moab, and no idea when that stuff is going to come back up and be ready. I haven't even heard. We've just been kind of, just taking care of our own business and trying to get stuff through. One good thing is I've lost a bunch of weight. I'm down to about 220. That's the least I've weighed in forever. But can you think of anything else?
No, it's just a really interesting experience.
It is that. I've got video, not as much as I'd like. I got some photos, again, not as much as I'd like. Like I say, most days keeping everything recharged, that I recharge all the lights, battery banks, phones, and everything in the morning. We've got a cordless fan that takes about 6-8 hours to charge. And so with the way Sunshine's been running, I'm kind of stuck here doing that. And because the first few days I had no fuel at all. This poor thing was on fumes. I managed to get a gallon, put that in, and it bought us a couple days, and Dong brought back 3 more liters. That gave us a few more days. And here the other day I managed to go down and get a fill up. I was out on a Rusi, and across the street from one pavilion was is a Petron that opened. And so I immediately came, I asked them, do you get enough to get through the day? And they said, yeah, that it's 1,500 pesos or full tank, whichever comes first, and no jugs, no extra fuel at all. And so I was able to do that and get that done. And that's the big thing. I've heard of quite a few people, their solar systems, the panels got wiped out. And that's something we're kind of making a call on and a thought on, is if we come back and build, that whether or not we would try and do solar, or what. I don't know. But yeah, at that point, everything is good. Everybody's safe. Things are starting to come back slowly. A lot of the province towns are a little bit better equipped to handle this stuff. They're not quite as heavily dependent on city utilities. But yeah, it's, a lot of them, because of the remoteness, it's going to be a little bit longer for them to get stuff back. Oh, the one really cool part. I'll let Cindy tell you about this one.
What?
The house we built in Sabunga.
Yeah, it is in perfect condition. No damages.
Where it's located up in the mountains and how it was situated. Papa chose the site accordingly and just did an awesome job on that. Philippine experience, that might be something that we would probably do, is if we did a solar array, have a way to make it relatively quickly disassemblable to where we could take, store, and protect them. And like I said, there's a few different options out there that we've got. I used to have a panel truck back in the States.
Turn around, you're facing to myself.
I flipped the camera around.
Oh, okay.
I used to have a panel truck back in the States, that I had a massive inverter on it and two 12-volt deep cycle batteries, basically solar type batteries that were charged when the car was running and the car was in really good shape. And that worked great, and it was basically a big generator. But yeah, there's a few different options that we're thinking about, and it's far enough down the road. We've made the decision that we're going back to the States. We're going to stay there until Chana's ready for school, and just come back once a year, check out a few different cities, and make a decision. But that's basically it. Yeah, you ain't lying on that one. Philippine experience, yeah, you ain't lying on that one. Anybody who's got generators, a lot of people were running, scrambling to get fuel. If you do a generator setup, you've almost got to have like a 100-gallon tank that you can fill up on short notice. You know, a few days, a week in advance, just to make sure. So, generators have got some pros and cons, and all three systems have some serious pros and cons. I'm probably going to do a live stream about that, talking about the pros and cons of it, and what we see as the pros and cons of it. Yeah, throughout this, I came up with quite a few ideas and suggestions for some topics. So, but from Tochip Compound, hang on. Where are you? There you are. Mabuhay.